Hi, my name's Eduardo. I'm from Mexico. We're doing an interview about Day Without an Immigrant, and basically all immigrants stopped working and going to school this day to show that we can't function as a country without immigrants. It's vital to the way we work and do things, and it's always been a way and a part of our way of life. And we're affected by it in many ways because immigrants work everywhere and they're a part of our community.
My name is Ms. Ivanovsky, and I support immigrants.
My name is Peter Belair, and I support immigrants.
My name is Carolyn Grady, and I support immigrants.
I'm Walter, and I support the immigrants.
I'm Ashley, and I support immigrants.
My name is Jane Estlinger, and I stand with immigrants.
My name is Isaac Johnson. I support immigrants coming into the country.
My name is Liz Lesher, and I support immigrants.
My name is Madeline, and I support immigrants.
An immigrant, American, wherever they're from, we're all one at the end of the day.
My name is Jen, and I support immigrants.
Hi, my name is Wendell, and I really miss the immigrant students. And specifically, I miss Ursel, and it's been kind of quiet without them. And I do support immigrants.
Castillo, and I support immigrants. Me llamo Sara del Castillo, y yo apoyo a los inmigrantes.
Really wonderful and funny and smart and capable people, not in class because they have to make a stand.
Well, I miss Jamie coming in the front office saying, "Miss White." She's such a sweet person, sweet girl, and I do support immigrants.
All right, this country was founded on a nation of immigrants having traveled to the Americas and building a beautiful life here. So my name is Amanda Garcia, and I support immigration, I support immigrants, and I support the fact that everybody deserves to have a chance at the American dream.
Who unfortunately right now are experiencing discrimination that they absolutely do not deserve. Our country would not function without immigrants.
I feel like they can help us, and I can feel like they can help us and we help them.
Talia Livnay, and I am a proud daughter of an immigrant. I am so thankful for all that I have learned from my father from Israel. He has taught me so much about what it means to work hard, what it means to persevere, and what it means to really live out the American dream. And I hope that our country continues to stand for immigration and allow everyone the opportunities that he had.
My name is James Campbell, and I support immigration rights. And immigration rights are human rights, and we as minorities need to rebel against anyone that's trying to deflect from equality and prosperity of the minority race.
My name is Ms. Valinsky, and I support immigrants.
My name is Larry Love. I definitely support immigrants.
My name is Ms. Ceballos, and I support immigrants.
We all at Renewal Accelerated High School support immigrants.
We are Blue Dogs, and we support immigrants.
Proud child of immigrants, so a day without immigrants is a day without my mother, my father, my aunts, several of my cousins. Really, it's a life without me even being in this country. I feel like our country is built on the work of so many different groups of immigrants, so many different waves of immigrants, and even some of the negative things that are happening now to our Spanish-speaking friends and immigrants. These same things were injustices were happened to immigrants that were Asian in the years past, and immigrants that came from Ireland in years past. So I feel like even the good and the bad, it's a shared experience, it's an American experience, so it's super important that we come together and fight alongside our friends who unfortunately right now are experiencing discrimination that they absolutely do not deserve. Our country would not function without immigrants, period, the end.
The lack of community and spirit in our school. I am a proud teacher of English language learners and immigrants from all over the world, and we know that every single student, immigrant or non-immigrant at our AHS, plays a huge role in building our Blue Dog community. And I know that this has been an important day for a lot of people to think about the contributions of immigrants to our community and to our schools in the United States.
For one thing and one thing only, and that's to live a good life. Not to be judged by your religion or what are you. And today, as no Latinos or Hispanics didn't come to school today, I mean, it feels different because we're all one at the end of the day. So really, it's no who is what is this. Like at the end of the day, we're all one. And I feel as it's wrong that Donald Trump is doing this to all the immigrants. I feel as he should treat immigrants just as he treat Americans, as one. Because at the end of the day, we all should be treated as one. That's what's wrong right now with America and the U.S. period. Like, we're all treating each other wrong when we can just come together and be one.
Type of way, in the way where it's like, you know, we can feel everyone missing, and we feel like these really wonderful and funny and smart and capable people not in class because they have to make a stand because apparently this country is even more messed up than we thought, and you know, we miss them. I miss them.
And I support the immigrants, students, because like now that when I be in class, like I be cool with them and I be talking to them and stuff. So now that they're not in us, it's gonna be like a little different. And like talking to them, it just they be laughing and stuff. So it's gonna be real different not having them in school. Most of my students that I love so much are just not here, and I miss them. And they make my day every day. They're always so excited to see me, and I'm always so excited to see them, and my life would just be so much more empty without them. And so I need them here.
I'm Walter. I just want to say days without the immigrants is really breaking me down, and it's really making me sad because I believe that everyone should have their own rights and everyone should be treated fairly. This stuff with Donald Trump with the immigrants is really childish of him because basically, like, what would he have done if he was a immigrant himself? He needs to stop being a child and he needs to grow up and become a real man, because this not like immigrants stay into the United States.
At Renew Accelerated High School, and for me, a day without an immigrant means a day without a really, really important part of my whole school community. We have a really beautiful student body that brings diverse ideas and experiences and stories that I teach women's health, men's health, public health, and like all of my classrooms would not be the same without those stories and those opinions and that wisdom and that energy. And so today has been pretty quiet. Not nearly as celebratory as it normally would be. But I also feel very proud of my students for standing up for the things that they believe in for their communities and for the health of their communities. We miss you.
Hi, my name is Sarah del Castillo, and I am the proud daughter of an immigrant and a proud teacher of English at Renew Accelerated High School in New Orleans. Day Without an Immigrant has had a huge impact on me because 100% of my students decided to not come to school today. And I'm so glad that they did it. I'm so glad that they're making a statement for the community of immigrants that so positively impact our nation every single day. Right now there are so many empty restaurants and businesses and schools, and I hope that our nation is wise enough to see the amazing impact that immigrants have on our nation. I hope that this unifies us. I hope that this statement is heard across all of our states and cities, and the amazing businesses and schools where our immigrants are each and every day, working hard and influencing the United States in such a beautiful way. I miss my students dearly, and I am so proud of the amazing organizing that has been happening today. It should not matter if someone is documented or undocumented. Their sexual orientation, their race, their ethnicity, how they identify should not matter. We are all human beings. We all deserve our basic human rights. No one should ever come into a home and be able to take someone's parents away without having a form signed by a judge. A lot of our rights are being violated. A lot of immigrant rights are being violated, and it's time for it to stop. It is time for Americans
immigrants, undocumented, documented alike, to come together and unify behind this message. We will not accept the conditions that have been provided for immigrants in the last few weeks, and we need to unify to make sure that justice is
I
upheld.
learned today that this was a walkout day for most of those guys, and that it saddened me that they have to have this movement to show that they're needed, wanted in this country.
And I support the Day Without Immigrants. I think it's already had a really big impact on our school. I think all of the students who showed up today and noticed that their ELL peers weren't here, they were asking me about it, they're asking each other about it. And I think that's going to be great for tomorrow when those students come back, starting a great dialogue about what things, what immigration does for our school, what it does for our country. Lots of kids were missing their friends today, and I think, you magnify that out for the whole nation, how much we would all miss immigrants, their businesses, their contributions to school, their neighborhoods, and, that big melting pot that is America. So I think it's going to be great, and
I think that the Day Without Immigrants is going to make a huge impact in my personal life. I'm missing some of my most brilliant and talented students as we start to install an art show. So that's making an impact in our school. And I also think that immigrants have made a huge impact in my life and the lives of so many people, whether they're documented or undocumented. Some of my most influential professors in college have been immigrants. My neighbors have been immigrants. And I think that if we start to victimize immigrants or use this kind of rhetoric that divides us, then we're going to divide our communities, because immigrants are interwoven into our communities in such an essential way. And I've loved so many immigrants.
It is more of a spiritual one. I know some of our kids that are affected by this, and it hurts me on a personal level because I've got to know them as people. And it hurts me on a deeper level because aren't we all immigrants in America? I'm a big believer in the philosophy of the melting pot. And even though I'm a natural citizen, I'm 4 generations removed from being an immigrant myself. And it hurts my heart that we aren't the loving and accepting and open society that I think is what makes America different than everywhere else. So it affects me because it affects our children directly. Does it affect me myself? No. And that makes me feel even worse because I know how deeply it affects some of our kids. It's their lives. So I miss the kids that aren't here because of it. That's how it affects me directly. My name is Peter Belair. I am an English teacher.
It definitely have an impact as it relates to interacting with the students because they're actually really challenging you to actually do better for servicing the ELL population, for making sure that we treat them fairly. And I think that by them not being here, I don't really know what it is that I'm going to do because I don't have nothing to do because Jose really gave me an opportunity to actually interact with him quite often.
I think our ELL students, our recent immigrant students, bring a really beautiful diversity to our building. It definitely has a different feeling without them here today, and we miss them. I'm glad that they're out there with their community today, but not having them in school, it feels different.
I think we're all in agreement whenever we say we're a family here. And that includes all of our students, especially our ELL students. For me, my advisory is almost 100% English language learners, and so the room was empty. And I think you feel an emptiness too, in your heart. Today, our Renew Accelerated High School family was empty, and we felt it. And I'm really, really proud of everybody for
Standing up for the right cause.
Yeah, absolutely.
Be proud of your cause.
Can't wait for them to come back because we miss them.